theoretical thrills, the theory of the thrill. Oh boy!
In 3, 2, fun!
Hello and welcome to Theoretical Thrills. I'm Brad.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are joined by Amy. Amy, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here. So we have our two questions that we got to get out of the way because we ask every guest them. And the first one is, what is your connection to theme parks?
Well, my only personal, or I guess professional connection is I worked at Knott's Berry Farm for one summer.
Okay.
I lied in the interview. Thank you, Chris. I lied in the interview and said I loved kids and worked at Camp Snoopy. They were like, "Do you like kids?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I love kids." They were like, "Do you really like kids?" I was like, "Sure."
Well, don't get me the job.
Right.
So then you worked at Camp Snoopy for a summer.
Yes.
Which must have been something.
Can't
It's
say
like
I
summer
recommend
camp.
It. Can't say I recommend it. No, it was perfectly fine. I mean, and I still like Knott's Berry Farm, so I think that that says something. But I grew up in Southern California, so I had a Disney pass for many, many years back when that was just a normal thing people could afford. And
Yeah, not nowadays.
Not so much anymore.
Not so much. No.
Yeah,
Afford,
we,
the operative word.
Yeah.
When I was living out in California, my family tried getting my son, 2-year-old, we swore we're gonna get him into Snoopy because Knott's Berry Farm was cheap.
Yep.
Afford to go there.
Mhm.
Not Mickey, but now we live in Chicago, so it don't really matter. We got Six Flags.
Nice.
I mean, how far are you from the Mall of America? I think they have a Camp Snoopy there.
They do. Or did it change to
didn't-
Nickelodeon?
I didn't
Probably
know.
not
did
that
that.
Well, I
bad.
mean, Knott's is also owned by Cedar Park, so I think they use Peanuts too now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think
Yeah, okay.
exclusively, yeah.
That brings us to our next question. This week's topic, Jimmy Buffett,
Yeah.
as we say in the French, or simply Jimmy Buffett. Why Jimmy Buffett?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I pitched it as a complete long shot. I think I even wrote, "Don't judge me," because I was like, I love Jimmy Buffett.
Never.
but
Never.
And I went back and literally texted them. I was like, we have to do Jimmy Buffett now.
I am a bit of a Parrot Head. I think it started as these things often do semi-ironically, and then I finally just hit that point where I was like, no, this music got me through some tough times.
There's
I think-
something.
I think-
Something about the music.
I think 2020 it was almost exclusively a Jimmy Buffett playlist. Just it was really the.
Was the start really Escape to Margaritaville?
I mean, I pushed that. So for context, I had to sit through like the entire 2020 lockdown, knowing that the last piece of live theater I saw was Escape to Margaritaville, the Jimmy Buffett musical.
I was there on
Yeah,
that trip,
Chris
so
Chris
and me
came.
as well.
But I pitched that to the group because I very genuinely wanted to go. I really like Jimmy Buffett's music. I'm a big fan. I'm just trying to, live on island time and, not blow out a flip flop. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's
you
what
didn't
I'm
know where the
about.
volcano was going to blow over the past
Right.
couple of years, so
Exactly.
you had to find solace in something.
I mean, on that trip, it was like, sure, I was a fan of some of the music. I didn't go into the show expecting it to be good, but it was a good time with like the group of what we had.
I'm not going to say if I cried or not, but
It might have been a cheeseburger and Parrot cries.
Oh my gosh, Spencer.
You're
just reading off the Wikipedia.
Now's not the time.
Ruining the moment here. No, when I was listening to, it's been a while since I listened to Jimmy Buffett, just had it on play, but then to research, quote unquote, for this episode, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go back and listen to a lot of Jimmy Buffett, and then it's just like, oh yeah, I really like this music, and also it may be cold outside, but it feels relaxing and
it's warm in
reminds
here
me of
now.
warmer days in
Takes
here.
you away.
I think it may have actually started a bit with the Vegas Margaritaville restaurant. I think I ate there a couple times and had a great time. And I think that sort of started the like, oh, I'm kind of picking up what this guy's putting down.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Well,
It's a
I
good
remember-
time.
It's a
Life's too
chill
short to
vibe,
pretend
man.
you don't like it.
Yeah.
Hope-
I thought I
Hopefully.
saw him live once, and apparently it was just a cover band. When I was a kid, like I was like 6, so I had no idea really.
That was Timmy Buffett.
It was in Panama City Beach, y'all. Panama City Beach.
If he was gonna be anywhere,
Uh,
it is a bucket list item to see him live for me.
Hmm.
I have not yet had the
Not in
pleasure.
Panama City Beach, though.
Well,
No.
It was at a tiki bar, nonetheless.
Just a local dive bar.
On the
local
beach.
dive
On the
tiki bar.
beach.
It's like, oh yeah, no, it's totally Jimmy Buffett. Sure.
just like 30
Yeah.
people and some drunk guy playing Margaritaville, and Spencer's like, I can't believe they got him.
I can't believe they got Jimmy Buffett here.
Wow.
That's where I learned the song Volcano. I remember.
Okay. Well, hopefully our attractions will live up to the relaxation nature that
Mm.
is Jimmy Buffett and that vibe. We rolled the dice beforehand and determined the order. Spencer's going first, followed by myself, then Chris last, who's already said he's doing Margaritaville.
No, he said cheeseburger in paradise.
I say it's a possibility I'll be doing one of the two,
Anyways, he's
okay?
gonna do something that probably already exists. So with that said, Spencer, take it away to your pitches.
All right. Keeping in with the vibe of Jimmy Buffett being just fun as all can be, I would say my first pitch is maybe not the most relaxing of adventures, but it's still thematic. The first one is a ride called One Particular Harbor, a Cursed River Adventure. Guests set sail on a river adventure that starts out to the tune of One Particular Harbor, and it's like a boat ride, kind of sort of like Pirates, but on replicas of Jimmy's yacht called the Drifter, with some pirate masts and sails of sorts, so you kind of fit that theme, that is cursed through rough and tumbles, such as encountering shark-infested waters while the song Fins plays, encountering pirates pillaging and looting where a pirate looks at 40 plays, traversing through a volcanic eruption. I don't know where the volcano is going to blow. Volcano fits right in there. And more before everything is okay, and Jimmy Buffett in VO, voiceover only, tells you should get a drink because, as the song says, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Because you deserve it after traversing through those treacherous torrential waters. That is my boat ride of Jimmy Buffett.
I'm going to start
That's it.
off. How many of those songs did you actually listen to before you put them in your?
Well, I
Right.
know a lot of Jimmy Buffett pretty well. I definitely know Volcano. I listened to it 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's not.
So
that-
hold
everybody
on.
knows Volcano.
Yes, Pirate Looks at
But
40
they
in One
don't
Particular
know.
Harbor and Fins are all relatively not upbeat songs. I'm aware of this, if that's what
Yeah.
you're getting
Pirate
at.
Looks at 40, I think, was the one I had the most.
That's the
pause
one
at.
I
That
had the
one's
most
a
about. I was just looking at that earlier today. and-
Yeah, it's only, yeah, I mean, trust me, it has no real relation to pirates. It was just that it had pirate in the title. So I just kind of made it as a, a
Mother
narrative.
Ocean,
We can-
I have heard
we
you
can-
call. Wanted
we
to
can
sail
put a
upon
different
your
song
waters
in
since I
there.
was 3 feet tall.
We don't need to get tripped up
Seen
on
it
the
all.
song choice. We
Seen
can
it
we
all.
can change the
It
song.
gets,
It's
gets me
fine.
hyped, that song.
Just going through a scene of pirates or this ode to a life he never got to live. The kids are like, "Mommy."
I mean, we can change the
Yes,
song.
I am a
it's fine.
pirate. 200 years too late. The cannons don't thunder. There's nothing to plunder. I'm an over 40 victim
of
fate.
fate. Yep, the kids love it.
I've been drunk now for over 2 weeks.
It's what they
Classic
call,
birthday party song.
It's what they call a banger, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a drop or anything, or are we just talking like a cruise?
Oh, it's just like a cruise, just like
Okay.
a chill, casual cruise,
Okay.
It's a chill casual.
except for the
cruise, like-
volcanic eruption.
But more, it's a small world than like.
Well, yeah, okay. So I did say rough and tumbles.
Sure.
So it's kind of like it's mostly just like a casual, island adventure. Except maybe if you throw in a little bit of pirates in there, there's not necessarily a drop, but sometimes the water gets a little shaky. So like when the volcano erupts, it's like, like maybe the boat vibrates or whatever.
Sort of vibrates your whole boat.
We get to the
Something like that.
we get to the pirate song. It's just some drunk guy comes out. I could have been a pirate. I could have
he
been
actually
a pirate.
just swims out of the water because he fell off the last boat and then
Mm-hmm.
comes in and is like, anybody got some alcohol?
The kid
That part's not in
sitting
there.
next to him just starts crying. It's like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Let's start with what I like about your pitch. I like that
Everything.
I like the boat ride.
Hmm.
It's actually more of like a yacht, but you get the idea.
It's a big boat ride.
You've got some.
Well, it's
some of your songs are good.
yeah. All of the songs are great. Whether or not they're great choices is
Thematically
questionable.
appropriate.
Grammatically, some of your songs are good, I should say. Some of them, a good 50% of them, at least, are.
Well, there was only
odd
4
choices.
that I mentioned, so that would
be a
two,
good
so-
50%.
So which 2 were the odd ones? We know Pirate looks at 40, but I think the rest of them actually perfect. I mean, okay, Finn's isn't really about like shark-infested waters, I guess,
It's
in
about
theory,
creepy dudes.
but you know, like
Let's see.
you know, you get the idea.
It's a bop,
sharks.
It is a bop.
It's a bop.
Mhm.
Look, I looked at the top 10 most played Jimmy Buffett songs. So
You
like
looked at the
fans of
titles.
Jimmy Buffett are gonna. I mean, I know the songs, but like for the most part, but like Jimmy Buffett fans are gonna expect like the classics, you know. And I felt like Grapefruit Juicy Fruit wasn't maybe the most
That's
thematic
okay.
for this boat ride. Oh, it's in my other pitches. Don't worry. Some of these are also in my other pitches.
Wait, what was the other? We had Volcano, Finn's, Pirate Looks at 40, and which
then
one?
5 o'clock somewhere, because of
Oh, I
course
mean, yeah.
after you get through everything, you got to have a drink.
It's really
like
more
this one,
featuring
the
Jimmy
margarita
Buffett,
in my
but I'll
Yeah,
allow
that's a
it.
featuring Jimmy Buffett
I'll
song.
allow it.
Technically,
It's
if
an
I'm
Alan
not
Jackson
mistaken,
song.
it is an Alan Jackson and not an Alan Jackson featuring. But it's the same thing with Too Drunk to Karaoke, I believe, is Toby Keith and Jimmy Buffett, not Toby Keith featuring Jimmy Buffett.
I feel like you're setting us up for your next pitch.
No, maybe the third one.
Speaking of Toby Keith,
Just pitches us a Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill.
Oh, I wish
Yeah,
that was
so
not real
off the
already.
plot.
I wish that wasn't real already. It's a thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. Your next pitch, Spencer. Pitch number
Great.
2.
So pitch number 2 is, of course, I have to have food because why wouldn't I? This is the Great Filling Station featuring the Jimmy Buffet, which
I
is an
knew you were gonna
option
do it.
here.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Well, Brad made the joke first, but I already had it in my pitch. So you can order, off the menu. There are other times where there's going to be the buffet style, but it features classic items such as, of course, a cheeseburger and paradise platter, medium rare, mustard, onion, sliced lettuce, tomato, Heinz 57, French fried potatoes, a big kosher pickle, and of course, a cold draft beer, because why not?
What they already serve at Margaritaville?
Correct. However, you can also get grapefruit, juicy fruit, dish. You can get
And a piece of gum?
it's like a fruit dish, like an actual grapefruit.
Okay.
no
No gum
It's
involved.
just a grapefruit.
No gum. You can get fruit cakes. You can also get what I call the last mango in Paris, which is another fruit dish. Lemon and dying in 3/4 time, THYME, because it's like a lemon chicken dish. Why don't we get drunk is of course the name of the drink menu. We also have Parrot Heads of lettuce, which is like a lettuce wedge salad shaped like a parrot, and also pencil thin mustachio, which is a pistachio mousse. So we've got
Is
a
it
lot of different
still a
items
wedge
here.
salad if you make it look like a parrot?
I said lettuce/wedge, so it's
You
just
said wedge salad, but
yeah. But it's
specifically to be a
sure,
wedge
why not?
salad, it's got to be a wedge.
Well, it can
That's
be a
part of the
well,
thing.
you can make a parrot out of a wedge.
It's in the title.
I feel like this one has to lose some points just because the entire concept is pun based.
Well, I mean,
Backfired this time.
well, just get ready for the next pitch then.
Half your menu already exists at Margaritaville.
You're the first one who has not enjoyed the pun food. So, you take a big swing every time. Sometimes it's a swing, sometimes it's a miss. Most of the time it crashes.
What's
but
the
that's
theme
fine.
of this restaurant? What's it look like? If I were to
So,
walk in the front doors,
Oh, good question.
Yeah, so it's like if a diner met a gas station fill up meets Margaritaville. That's like what the vibe
Ooh.
is.
what is that abomination?
But because it's based on the Great
Gas
Filling Station
station?
Hold Up, the song.
A
So
diner
like
mixed with a gas station.
like
mixed with
not like like the old 1950s vibe meets like Island Breeze. Like if Tropical Smoothie was in the 1950s, or like John
but also
Butcher's was in
in
the
a Tommy
1950s.
Bahamas store.
Correct. Also with
That
maybe a little
entire
bit of
description,
Billabong, a little
I
bit of
just
Billabong.
feel like this restaurant
Also.
is just dirty.
I
It's
don't
just
feel like
so
my appetite
gross.
has been wet by that description.
Well, you know, that's why you got to get a drink
It's a
from the drink
buffet.
menu.
Do you want to go in to a buffet?
It can be a buffet. It's not always a buffet. It
Hold
has
on, what?
It's like you order stuff, but there's also something called the Jimmy Buffet. So you can order the buffet, but you don't have to. It's not
It's a Sizzler situation.
yeah, sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Ruby
or like,
Tuesday
or
salad
like,
bar.
yeah, or like, yeah, you can order, but you can also order the buffet if you want. But you can also just order like
So,
a la carte,
wait.
like a cheeseburger and paradise platter.
So
But
what's
the
on
whole
the
thing is called buffet, though. That's the main thing.
No. It's a
It's-
great filling station featuring the
This
Jimmy
is not
Buffet.
5:00 somewhere. This one is featuring Jimmy Buffett.
Okay, all right.
I do need to ask, or it will haunt me. Are the cheeseburgers on the buffet?
So yeah, so you can get a cheeseburger on the buffet.
Are they
but-
sliders? Because if someone went to a buffet and came back
Yeah,
with a
sure.
full cheeseburger,
Yeah, sure. They're sliders.
Oh, you're
but,
just
like, you know,
adapting right now.
Look.
You
act like I had any-
you got
you act
your
like I had
picture
any
with
plan
your-
from the
picturing
start.
full on cheeseburgers.
Because the platter itself is the full burger with all the toppings and the beer is included, but the beer obviously isn't on the buffet. So you can order the platter itself. The buffet, they're going to be smaller, like half burgers or sliders. They're not going to be the full on, and then the toppings will be off to the side, so you have to like kind of make it yourself.
somehow I find a half a cheeseburger really just an upsetting concept to grab from a buffet.
Well, you can
Is
get
that just
two.
me?
You can get two halves.
No, that's
Then
not
why
the
you-
problem.
Then why are you even getting a
Yeah,
half?
no.
Why are you even cutting it in half?
Maybe not
Spencer,
but also let's
this-
not forget the lemon and dying in 3/4 time. I mean, come on.
That actually
is
does.
a-
That might be the most appetizing thing on the menu, if the worst pun.
So here's
Right.
here's
But
another thing,
also
Spencer, I don't
remember-
think
Fair
you've
enough.
considered.
Remember, you're ordering it at a gas station.
How well,
It's not like at a gas station.
Spencer? How well are buffets doing right now?
Look, we don't. Okay, this is. I understand your concern with COVID and buffets. However, there's a lot of ways around this. One is if we think about like when buffets were, stellar. But again, that's why it's featuring the buffet. You don't have to get the buffet. You can order other items. However, when you order a buffet, you can put your little thing on the card. The server brings it to you, and then if you want more, you just order more, and they bring it to you.
So
I would also like to say, if a Jimmy Buffett amusement park existed, it would probably be in Florida. So would they really care?
I mean, that's
Here's-
also a good point.
and
You
here's
can't
the
tell me Golden Corrals aren't like booming in Florida right now.
they're actually not anymore.
No?
I'll tell you what is
Uh,
though.
but
Is
as a
Cracker Barrel.
concept.
I know
People love that
several of
Cracker
them
Barrel.
are closed for where I live because I used to live in Florida.
That's not a COVID problem, though. That's all.
No, I
wasn't
think
a
Golden
COVID
Corral
problem.
closed a long time ago.
There's some kid sticking his hand in a chocolate fountain in a Florida
Cracker
Golden
Barrel-
Corral right
Look,
now.
Still
man, the
doing pretty
kid
well.
saw his chance and took it. He saw an opportunity.
Here's my other big concern about it. Are you worried that if you were to remove the buffet, you'd just have Margaritaville?
No, not at all.
Because it's filling station themed.
This is the filling
But
station.
also
Yeah,
Margaritaville.
Correct. It's
Just threw some
I-
gas pumps in a
Hey, here's
margarita.
the thing. I never
Okay.
once mentioned margarita or Margaritaville in that pitch, mind you.
Yeah,
I
you
never
did.
once said
You-
I never said a
you-
margarita.
You in your description of what the building was,
Oh, I said
yeah.
the theme is
you
like
said
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville,
Meets the filling station meets a 1950s
and you described
diner.
a cheeseburger in paradise, which is sold specifically
Look,
at Margaritaville.
It was also sold at Cheeseburger in Paradise. It's also a song. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's
We're
why
describing
you-
food in
so
the
all
song.
three
That's a
things owned by Jimmy
coincidence.
Buffett. What?
But I'll tell you, Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville does not have lemon and dying in 3/4 time or pencil thin mustachio. Let me tell you, I'm very proud of my pencil thin mustachio. You know how hard it was to come up with the pun for a pencil thin mustache,
oh my
the
gosh.
song, and turn it into an appetizing dessert?
What is your third
pistachio
pitch?
mousse? Come on, like let's be honest here.
What is your
That
your
was-
third pitch?
That was top notch. Speaking of Florida, my third pitch is Floridays, a Margaritaville musical. And this is how it is. I've literally broken it down. Similar in style to Rock of Ages, the story centers on a Gulf and Western musician, because that, of course, is Jimmy Buffett's genre, Gulf and Western, whose dream is to play Panama City Beach to a sold-out crowd of tourists during spring break in Florida. This
Spring
jukebox
break?
musical features spring break, is what I meant to say, and I tried to roll past it, hoping no one would notice.
It takes
And just
place
pretend like it didn't
the
happen.
later half of April
Um,
for spring break. For spring break.
the jukebox
Around
musical
the
features the following songs from this base plot. the musician's want song or what he hopes to achieve. You got another Saturday night / come Monday mashup because, he's traveling. When he arrives in Florida, he's ready to change his course and his attitude, and therefore we get changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes. A night out to the bars and doing karaoke to get his name out there. I will play for Gumbo. Why don't we get drunk? Too drunk to karaoke right in there. He plays a gig on the beach tiki hut because Margaritaville, so I'm going to sing that song. And then he gets discovered by a manager and gets his dream of playing to a sold-out Panama City Beach concert and features the classics Island Fever, Grapefruit, Juicy Fruit, and the finale song rotates between Cheeseburger in Paradise, Volcano, Pencil Thin Mustache, or maybe even It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
And it's just a randomized nice little ending?
Well, the song is, it's like, it's a concert. So it's like, they're coming to the concert, this is my finale number, and then they change it up. No, it's all real. It's a musical.
This is just Rock of Ages set in
but
Florida
themed to Jimmy
with
Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Correct, exactly. It's pretty much what it is. It's like a nice, like theme park musical.
So we're talking like a 45-minute or kind of
probably like 30, 35, 40. It's a little longer than maybe like your typical like 20-minute theme park show, but not like super long because people just have short attention spans, including myself.
Got to get to the filling station.
Can you give me the final? Give me the final number. I wasn't calculating. Like, can you tell me count up how many songs you have in the show?
No, it rotated. Which?
Well, the ending rotates, but
there's 9 songs. Which is, if you're at 3 minutes a pop, you're at 27 minutes. There's still 13 minutes worth of dialogue, so that's not unfathomable. Reasonable.
Name 9, Spencer.
Okay, I will play for Gumbo. Why don't we get drunk? Too drunk to karaoke. Margaritaville, changes in latitude, changes in attitudes. Another night, Saturday night / come Monday mashup. Island Fever, Grapefruit, Juicy Fruit, and whatever the finale song is. That's 9. Thank you very much.
Whatever the finale song is. One of them being a song that features Jimmy Buffett.
It is it's an ampersand.
You're gonna have a new actor that we haven't seen the entire time come out as Alan Jackson.
Look, it can very easily be Jimmy Buffett's character, not Jimmy Buffett's character, but this guy in the show can easily just sing that song. It's not like it has to be a duet. It's not All I Ask of You from Phantom of the Opera, right?
No, so this is
but then when he says, what would Jimmy Buffett do?
Right, he could do that.
Who tells him?
Who tells him?
Well, it's the same guy can ask the question. It's not Jimmy Buffett in the show. It's
what would Jimmy Buffett do? I'll tell you what I do.
I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about it, think about the theming of Jimmy Buffett. I feel like answering your own question would actually make a lot of sense in a Jimmy Buffett show.
Because it's got like that kitsch I'll tell you, feel. Alan, he just goes, that was rhetorical.
I mean, it's got a lot of kitsch. Jimmy Buffett is a lot of kitsch, and I think that like that would actually make a lot of sense for the character to answer his own question in the show.
I feel like you got to close with Margaritaville. That I think is my biggest note for the casual Jimmy Buffett connoisseur. If they hear Volcano, they're gonna be like, "What's this?"
Sure, we can flip it. We can put Volcano in the Tiki Hut and put Margaritaville at the end. But either way, it's still a solid show.
Well, I don't know if I'd say solid, but it's a show.
It's a wonderfully Jimmy Buffett-esque show. Mm. It fits the theming and the style of Jimmy Buffett to a T. You got music, you got karaoke, you got alcohol, you got a tiki hut, you got Florida. What more can you ask for?
Wait, you got alcohol on this show?
Well, I mean, they're at a tiki bar hut thing. So, like, we're not real alcohol. It's like, people use props. Like, people have cups that they pretend is alcohol when they're watching him play his music.
And here's the question. Did you put a tiki bar in there because you were thinking of that Panama?
Where I saw it.
Where you thought you saw Jimmy Buffett performing for 30 people.
Look, I thought I did because it was like one old guy, and then I realized he might not have been that old like 30 years ago. So like it may not have been him.
He was 29.
It looked like he was in his 90s, but
I will say there's a certain type of like older white guy where if you slap some sweatbands on him like from a distance, I'd be like, maybe.
He's playing a guitar, sitting at a mic. He had like some white hair at a tiki bar in Florida. Like
that's all you need when you're 6 years old. That's good enough.
There's only so many white guys with white hair playing at a tiki bar in Florida on the beach singing Jimmy Buffett music.
Not half of them, I think.
You'd be surprised.
that was the point.
There's a large percentage. The further south you go, the more there just seems to be.
but to
Or
the
more
point
north.
of Florida days, I assume we're talking like ensemble numbers for most of these.
Yeah, it's like ensemble, but there's also a couple of solos. Like I Will Play for Gumbo is going to be more solo, but like the Another Saturday Night Come Monday, I almost think of it as like, if we're breaking it down like song wise, like the Good Morning Baltimore of Hairspray, where it's like Tracy kind of comes out and it's like, oh, I woke up and everything's Baltimore, and then like people start coming out and it becomes like this big. I literally can't describe it right now. I could sing it, but I can't describe it. And then people come out and sing, and it's like
everything's Baltimore.
Everything's Hairspray.
Baltimore.
Everything's Hairspray and shows and corny and Baltimore.
Yeah, I got you.
But and then like there's an ensemble at the end, and then as you go through like, the karaoke, obviously there's like people in like the karaoke bar, drinking fake alcoholic props. I mean, it's real. There's
It's
like
real to
they
us.
dance around with like they like got a little cup choreography, whatever cupography.
One other quick just
Everyone
note
sings in
to
the
this.
finale.
Very bold to create a Jimmy Buffett musical when one fully did exist on
But
Broadway.
mine is different.
We even talked about it earlier.
Look, no, it's not called Florida Days. In fact, it's got Margaritaville on the title. My show does have Margaritaville in the title, but my point is, it's Florida Days is, because it's like Florida Days, which is obviously what Florida Days is. But
got
it's, any day.
we figured it
any
out.
day,
I'm
any
glad you cleared
day.
it up because I was confused.
I was going, I have nothing to say. I can't finish because I backtracked on my own thought, so I
what are your
can't
three
actually
titles?
answer it.
Refresh us your three.
One particular harbor, a cursed river adventure, the Great Filling Station. What? I thought it's a great title.
I do love that title.
And also I spelled
Jimmy
it.
Buffett, and then
I also spelled it
River
the way
Adventure.
that Jimmy Buffett spells it, which is O-U, Harbour, which is surprising because people in Florida do not use that U in spelling words.
It's classing up the joint.
Yeah. Just getting a little extra. Like instead of a B-, we're at a B.
Mm.
One particular harbor, a cursed river adventure. I don't even get that idea of what I was talking about with the letters. Anyway, one particular harbor, a cursed river adventure. The Great Filling Station featuring the Jimmy Buffet, and also that Lemon and Dying in 3/4 time. And Florida Days, a Margaritaville musical.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yes.
Thank
I
you
thought they were wonderful.
Those are
pitches.
Spencer's three attractions.
And again, food and musicals from Jimmy Buffett already exist, so maybe they're practical. Just saying.
Copyright infringement. That brings us
No, they're
to
different.
my pitches. So my pitches are different than Spencer's for sure.
Well, that's helpful.
I wanted to go more along the route of Jimmy Buffett. When just listening to Jimmy Buffett again in preparation for this episode, it's just relaxing. It reminds me of hearing the sounds of the ocean. I love going on cruises because you can pay for everything up front and you still get to hear the sound of the ocean and everything. I don't really care for sand that much, but that's a whole nother story. And so I wanted to make my attractions to sort of reflect that about Jimmy Buffett. So the first thing we're going to have is called the Havana Daydream. And this is going to be a saltwater wave pool. Yes, I'm going to make my Jimmy Buffett land more of a water park themed land because it's all about being in the islands, being in the sun, being able to have your ice cold drinks and stuff, and just enjoying the relaxation. So I wanted all my stuff to sort of reflect that. So Havana Daydreamin' is going to be a saltwater wave pool. They are rarer, but they do exist, typically closer to the oceans. So it's specifically a saltwater wave pool. And the reason I did that is because I want that there's a specific smell about saltwater and that sort of ocean water. So we're going to have that's going to help provide that feeling. We are going to use a sand beach going down into the saltwater. And this is going to sort of be designed to look like a lagoon. It's sort of a lagoon. And the big thing about a lagoon is separated from the ocean by some sort of sandbar or coral reef or something that helps to sort of break the waves up. So we're not going to have as intense waves. I don't want people drowning in this wave pool. I want the nice, relaxing waves.
If they don't drown, I'm out.
I want nice, relaxing waves. This isn't meant to be a thrill ride. This isn't meant to be. I know some wave pools they can get very high.
It's not going to spill your drink.
This
Correct.
wave pool better have a body count or
I'm out. I can't.
So we're gonna have closer towards the end of the wave, so where we have our wall grading sort of thing to keep people obviously from not going up against where the wave makers are. Is it's going to be designed to be like a coral reef, so you get to see what looks like a coral reef and stuff. Obviously not a real coral reef because that stuff will cut you up.
I was gonna say, isn't that pretty dangerous? A coral reef? It's like sharp and ouchies.
Yeah, it is. So it's all foam and decoration made to look like that. The other big thing is I wanted to really pay tribute to the whole Parrot Head idea. So around the lagoon, in our palm trees and coconut trees and stuff, we're gonna have animatronic parrots similar to like the tiki bar, the tiki room at Disneyland or Disney World. Just because I wanted to do animatronic because obviously it's a lot easier to upkeep and take care of than real parrots. I did briefly think about real parrots, but then I thought about what if they went against the people and claimed the beach as their own. And
I straight up thought you were just gonna put parrot heads. I was like, oh no, don't do that. And then you said
disembodied
parrot.
just very, very morbid and spooky.
Look, I need dead drowning bodies. I need parrot heads. I need people to spill their drink, and I need them to cut themselves on
Are
the
you
coral reef.
okay today, Spencer? You feeling all right,
Well,
bud?
we'll find out, won't we? There's already a plane in the ocean.
That's
It's
my attraction, Havana Daydreaming.
So these parrots,
Mm-hmm.
are they?
In the tiki, 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 tiki.
Oh, do they sing?
So they're full
No, they just sit
animatronic.
there.
They're full animatronic parrots. I do want that sort of style of the tiki room. They're not going to be just blatantly talking and stuff. It'd be
Are
more.
they uncomfortable racial stereotypes that won't age well?
No,
Okay.
they're more.
So not
they're
quite
just
like
parrots.
tiki
They'll,
rooms.
Okay.
They're parrots. They'll make like parrot noises
Okay.
and stuff.
That's
but they're
real.
not.
That's not distracting or anything at all. Totally chill.
It's to make you feel like you're at the island, like you're lounging on the beach. You go to a beach and you hear parrots, you go, yeah, shut up, you're distracting me
I've
from
never been to a beach and
to be
heard
fair-
parrots. I
to
usually
be
hear
fair,
seagulls.
I work in Culver City, and that's how I react to the parrots in Culver City.
Well, I'm sorry. So that
Well, wait,
is.
there are parrots at the beach?
There
I
are
only know
parrots in
seagulls.
Burbank.
Hop over there sometime, I guess.
I'll allow it. Listen, Jimmy sings
I mean,
about a
I'll
lot of
allow
beaches
it.
that couldn't exist.
There's
Yeah.
beaches in Hawaii that have
Yeah.
parrots,
There you go.
There's also
Okay.
Harleys in Hawaii.
and in the islands, which he sings often about,
He does. He does.
and
Yeah,
in the
it's one of his
Key West.
tropes.
I think there's parrots down in Key West.
So this is like the lazy river of wave pools.
This is well, let's not categorize it
I mean,
as a lazy
yes.
river.
Do you have a lazy
As
river
of
on your
wave
list?
pools,
It's a lazy wave pool.
It
Yeah,
is a.
but we're
It's a
picturing more
chill.
like
It's
No, no,
a
no.
chill wave
Sorry,
pool. Yes.
it's a saltwater wave
All right.
pool.
are
Saltwater.
beverages allowed in the wave pool?
Good
Yes.
question.
Alcoholic too?
Well, yeah.
So anyone could just be like, "Hey, son, come drink this."
If security
alcohol."
doesn't ask.
I mean,
I mean, if you're
But
going
then-
with the Florida theme, I guess you're okay.
yeah. The
Listen,
big
you
the
called
big
the
thing.
tiki room the tiki bar earlier.
Yeah. The big thing is to think we're gonna have the depth length. Once you get to a certain depth, then obviously it's no drinks or anything past this, because then it just becomes your chances of
Look,
Soup.
just put my musical in your wave pool. and
dumping
we'll call
everything
it a
in
day.
there,
It's
or
perfect.
some accent causing is going to happen. But yeah, you can wade through the water with a drink and stuff. I think that's nice and relaxing, and something I'd love to be able to do.
So do I have to bring a
this is-
change of clothes just for this ride and to drink in
It's
a
a
pool?
water park.
Oh, you're changing it
it's
instead of a
water.
theme park. You're changing it to a water park instead
It's
of
a water
regular
park land.
amusement
Like if you
park.
go to
I got it.
if you go to
I got it. I see. Mm-hmm. No, I got it. I just was pointing out.
I just never expected to hear "it's a water park" said with such malice.
Yeah, because
It's a
water parks.
park.
I get what you mean. You're talking about like at Universal, there's like super silly fun land, like the water, like whatever. You're not talking about like a Wet and Wild kind of situation.
Or like
You're
a
talking
Soak
about,
City? Is it a whole?
like-
It's its own.
like the water
It's a land, and so yeah, you could bring a swimsuit in, rent a locker, or
It's not like
which is-
Shipwreck Island. It's like if Shipwreck Island was a section of a park.
what is Shipwreck Island?
Oh no, you're from Florida. You should know this. Shipwreck Island is Panama City Beach. It's a
See,
water
that's
park.
the
It was
problem.
next
No
to
one goes to
Miracle Strip.
Panama City Beach.
It was next to
Yeah,
Miracle
I
Strip.
don't-
Well, because they don't exist anymore. Shipwreck
That's up-
Island's gone.
That's up
Miracle Strip
north.
is gone.
No, I'm thinking more style like Typhoon Lagoon or.
So it is a water park. It's not just
It's-
like a section of a
well,
water park.
Yeah, I mean, we're designing a land of this. Obviously, you could make this. I want to expand onto this if I want to make a whole park, but I'm starting small right now.
What's
eventually-
your Havana Daydreaming?
You ready for pitch number 2?
I'm ready.
You could have called it Havana Wave Dreaming.
It would have actually lost points had we.
Well, that's what I would have called it. So
Spencer,
whatever.
remember, she's not the biggest fan of puns.
It's funny that you mentioned lazy river. It's because my next attraction is a lazy river.
Look at that.
It's called License to Chill.
Oh.
So this is going to be a lazy river, and what I think is going to make this fun, as far as lazy river goes, is it's going to be around and through a volcano, a built-up volcano. So you get to go through like the volcano tubes, and that way we can have some cool lighting effects and stuff in some of the tunnels that you go through. You're going to be able to just go around this volcano and relax listening to Jimmy Buffett music playing throughout. Occasionally, at random intervals, I wanted to take an idea that I saw at Margaritaville down in Florida, which is occasionally the volcano explodes. The volcano erupts. You get that cue, and then that song is gonna play.
Full
Volcano
of salt water. Just salt water coming out.
Anyways, so we'll edit that part out. So what happens is occasionally at random intervals, this volcano is going to erupt. It'll spew sort of fog. We'll shoot water up into the sky. That'll come raining down. And that's going to, and then we'll get to hear the volcano song play. That's my second. That's License to Chill. It's a nice, relaxing, lazy river. The big thing here is I want it to thematically just be really cool idea of this going through this volcano and seeing these different, being able to use that to have different lighting effects and stuff in the tunnels and thematically just make it feel like you're in a jungle around a volcano.
When it explodes, are we talking like one of those big, like I don't know if I'm picturing like a sprinkling or like one of those buckets at like a water park in the kids area?
Not a bucket like the
Okay.
water park.
Okay, just
It'd
wanted
be
to clarify.
it's more sprinkling. It's that amount of water, but shot upwards, so it's dispersed when it comes
Can
down.
That's why you
it's
couldn't
more-
have real parrots; they'd be killed on.
Can it
The
spew?
animatronic
Can it spew?
parrots will short circuit with it.
Let it spew margarita like mixture. That'd be fun.
Oh, that's gross and
Uncomfortable.
unsanitary.
Well, then you can like
Disgusting.
just drink it on up out of the salt.
Spencer,
in the
you're
water.
losing more and
You
more
got salt.
points.
The margarita.
At
not
the
my pitch.
Vegas one, the volcano does explode like into big margarita pitchers that look like they could dispense I think it looks like they get the margaritas from
Yeah,
there.
that's
don't,
the idea.
but it's
No, I'm not going to do that.
and a lady sometimes slides down the side of it and goes into the big margarita pitcher, and he's never seen again.
A real lady?
Yeah,
They call that a
Uh,
human sacrifice. Amy.
unrelated, but
That's
that's
her-
what I'd like to have done to my body when I die.
Isn't that a Tom Hanks movie?
That's
Joe versus the
that's
volcano.
That's her last mango in Paris for sure. See, I got you to laugh at that one. See, so keep
that
in
wasn't
mind.
really. I mean, Jimmy wrote that pun, so credit where credit is due.
I know, but I mean, I incorporated it.
Yeah, just
correctly.
repeat a thing. That was funny.
Anyway, what's your third pitch? Does that have to do
Never
with
getting
water?
asked back. Spencer's
No,
like,
you're good. You're good. Come back next week.
My third idea is called Changes in Latitude. So Changes in Latitude is going to be the closest I get to a thrill ride, or so did I say, a chill ride.
no, that's okay.
Wait, that's okay.
No,
That's
no,
okay.
I couldn't
was it.
resist.
You don't have to.
So what you're gonna do is
okay, I got
you're
it.
gonna
So
you're gonna
minus
board
one. Minus
you're gonna
one, Brad.
board a boat style car, sort of a roller coaster style car, but it's gonna be designed like a boat. It's gonna be on a track. So this is all track based. You're not actually floating in the water or anything like that. What's going to happen is you're going to start off at a dock boarding onto this ride. You're then going to go, it's going to dive slightly down into the quote unquote ocean, at which point we will then have a cyclone whirlpool effect as you spin down. The rest of the ride then is going to take place with aquariums on both sides. So sort of like a tunnel of an aquarium with an overarching thing. So it's going to be a tunnel through an aquarium. So you'll be able to see fish and coral reef and stuff like that. This is stuff like as you're waiting in the queue, you'll be able to sort of walk through this aquarium and see the outside part of this aquarium and see all the fish and stuff. And then when you get to the ride, the tunnel is going to be going through the aquarium. So it's like you're underwater. Your boat has now been pulled under by this boat, by this whirlpool. At which point you get to then go underwater. Now, like I said, this is the closest I get to a thrill ride. You're only going about 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's not that fast, Spencer.
Look, I
went and got in my car. I went and got in my car.
I
I went and got in my car today and made sure I was like, okay, this is 25 miles per hour.
Did you field test it?
This is doable.
The
This is
other people on
doable.
the
Spins
freeway did
faster
not
than
enjoy
25
that
miles.
experiment.
Oh, they did not at all. I was in the fast lane too.
Blasting
doing
Jimmy
it for
Buffett
a
like,
I
yeah,
want to
this
go
feels right.
fast.
This feels right.
This feels right.
I was thinking like submarine voyage like speed, and so I just 25 is a
No,
lot faster than that ride.
yeah. This is a little bit faster than that. I mean, I do want it to feel like
It's
a roller
Jurassic
coaster,
World speed.
but it is going to have, it's going to have a little bit more speed to it. So that way, it's not too fast that you can actually see things, but it does have some speed. So you feel, because you're going through this tunnel stuff, you feel like you're going to be going faster than you are.
So we're another no drops or like bumps. It's a pretty straight.
We have the initial drop. There'll be, as you're waving through, there'll be little like speed bump, little bunny hop hills. It's not going to be any intense drops, but we will have some bunny hops because that's something that I can easily fit into the space that I've allotted for this
aquarium tube.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that tube at the aquarium. So it's the best part.
Oh, you're talking about like the big.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like an arch.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like what Jurassic World has. Like they have an aquarium with an overhang arch. So really, you're just retheming Jurassic World.
The water ride?
Yeah, they updated it, and you go inside
With the drop,
You go inside.
There's
You're
no
talking about
Yeah,
the
there's a
water
drop at
ride
the
with the
end,
drop.
yeah.
That's not
so
like
you
my
go up the
roller
hill.
coaster that doesn't
Look.
float on water at all.
You go up the hill, you do a little droppy poo, and then you go through, and when you turn around, there's like aquarium like visuals and the arch, and then you go through, and then there's some ragged, bumpy things instead of dinosaurs, it's
My whole thing's an
Jimmy
aquarium.
Buffett. Okay. The point is, it's very
I like that
similar
you're
to
trying to
Jurassic World.
discredit by something that is like.
I like that Jurassic
As-
World ride. I like the update, so that's all I'm saying. So I'm
Quick
not necessarily discrediting your idea. I'm just pointing out that I really like Jurassic World. a
So
lot.
confused. Chris, did you have something you want to add?
Yeah, so the entire route of your ride, it takes place in that aquarium tube all the way
So
through?
except for the very end and the very beginning.
Do you
beginning where you're-
reemerge at the end?
Where you're role playing. So you reemerge at the end back to the dock essentially.
What
the hand
are
of
the
God lifts you up and puts you.
aside
The
from
hand of Jimmy Buffett.
aside from
No, the hair of Jimmy Buffett.
the safety procedure of the walkway when you exit, if there's an emergency, what are the safety protocols for if, God forbid, the acrylic does start to break in ride? Is it in sections? Can these be sectioned off? And
We're designing this exactly like an aquarium. So the safety standards
Sticking a boat in
required.
it.
The safety standards required to build the aquariums with the escalators going through them. It's the same concept. So it's the same.
Wait, there's escalators on this ride now?
I'm explaining
No,
explaining the thickness of this.
Oh, okay, I got
this
it.
glass.
But I feel
It's
like
the same thickness. It's no different than all these other roller coaster stuff where they're constantly maintained, they're constantly checked daily. It's not, you're not
That
going
checks
to
out to
have
me.
just a instantaneous breach
I don't
of these
question the
aquariums. How many
structure.
aquariums do you know of just suddenly?
Well, I mean, no, my worry was like the length of the tube of the ride.
Well, the
rather
fun
than-
thing, the nice thing is that we can have when we need supports, it's all disguised as going through coral or going through rocks into the next thing. So it's like, oh, this brief section, we've gone through a coral just to give us a little bit of a support, and then still have the aquarium continue. I mean, we're when we're building this tunnel, it's all keeping the structure. And since I'm not going to build a tunnel that can't handle.
I mean, I feel
I'm
like
just
my biggest concern on this one would be cost, but I guess that's not.
Oh, this
So
is
maybe
my
it's not
most. This is
practical.
my.
This
This
is
is my most
ambitious.
expensive. This is my most ambitious thing. I mean, that's why I created
Definitely
the
a
rest
wave,
of it's just kind of
a
water
wave
park,
pool
yeah.
and a lazy
Yeah.
river. Like that way, I can spend all my money on this. Because the nice benefit too is because you get that added queue line of the aquarium and stuff that people are gonna want to
Sure.
be able to do this. And because I chose slower speeds without any super big hills or loops and stuff, it's more of a family friendly ride.
Are we talking a Jimmy Buffett soundtrack?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if that
Didn't
was in
write
your
that
original
down,
pitch,
but-
though.
that felt very.
That felt like
I
my
didn't-
sure
I
answer.
I didn't write down what songs.
So then that wasn't in your pitch.
It's a
How
Jimmy
is this
Buffett
Jimmy
park.
Buffett related if you don't have any Jimmy Buffett music in your pitch?
I can't wait till we get to the point in this like podcast years later where we hire someone to like sketch out the concept so we have a more visual.
How much?
Especially my concepts, because some of them are probably just so unique. You
just
can't
hire some
imagine.
engineer who just sighs sadly as he has to write pun names on all of his.
like half
Um,
his hair is pulled out.
My question is regarding the beginning, because I don't know if I just made this up or if you said this. You said it spirals into the bottom? Is that what you said? Or did I
So-
just literally create this on my own?
So we have a little dip, and then we have designed to make it look like a whirlpool. So we do have it.
So it does spiral.
I'm
Okay.
It
picturing
does
the,
spiral,
like,
but then it
have-
goes straight.
Is it like
And
a
then-
screen situation? Because I'm picturing like that. Have you seen the footage of the where is that? The pirates in
Oh,
is it Shanghai, where they have a whole they have like a screen and like an effect where it looks
Yeah, so it
like
is
you're
going to be
going
it is going to
underwater?
be it
Yeah.
is going to be light effects and stuff like that in order to do it. It's not you're not. And then you'll enter into the archway, the tunnel area of where the aquarium is, and that's when you're now underwater.
That sounds fun.
Right.
I'd write it.
That
I'm
is
just
my
disappointed.
Sounds relaxing.
I'm just disappointed that there was no Jimmy Buffett soundtrack.
I was gonna say we're a little
incorporated into
lighter on the
pitch.
Jimmy on some of these pitches, but it
well.
sounds
some
like
of
a
them-
Changes
nice.
in Latitude was the lightest.
It
are
sounds
very
like a nice
on
place
the-
to spend a day.
Some are very on the nose with Jimmy Buffett
Look,
references.
my
so-
other fit. I'll tell you what my fourth pitch is after Chris.
Yeah,
Chris,
don't make sure Chris
Chris.
doesn't steal your idea, Brad.
what are your three pitches?
Okay, well, my three pitches are, again, not great. I'm not great on naming, so I'm trying my best. But like a lot of theme parks, sure, they can be marketed toward family events. But with Jimmy Buffett, there could be some drinking attractions. So I pitched the Keats Corner, which is the kids section, which from what I've learned, a small child who's a fan of Jimmy Buffett is not called a parrot head, but a parakeet or a keet, which is adorable.
So this is the Keat Corner.
The Keats Corner.
I like Keats Corner. I think it's a clever title, actually. Good
And
job.
so in this little section, it's a little place where your younger kids can can be basically a drop off or a kid's socializing where kids can like play with
Dump your kid
kids.
to get trashed.
Pretty much, yeah.
I just
So
feel like
This
petting
went
zoo.
downhill
in,
fast.
in
Just make it a
this
petting zoo. You can pet the Keats.
in this Keats corner, there will be different activities like arts and crafts where like they'll learn how to make leis or
Virgin daiquiris.
like little straw hats, like making like origami straw hats. There is going to be music, sing and play along events.
Please
where
don't
they-
use the Jimmy
just
Buffett
imagine-
music.
Just 30 children going, why don't we?
where like kids can sing along to music or try new instruments like a ukulele or a steel drum, which is not something readily available for normal music programs in States. Steel drum's not really normal instrument choice. There will be a puppet show, which is basically a performance of Caribbean amphibian.
All right, before you continue,
Yes.
is this an added charge?
No, it's part of it.
This is part of it.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
So you pay for your kids to get it, and you just
How are you affording this?
It's just part of it. It's just the kids corner.
I mean, you figure you have.
I'm not in charge of the budget.
assume-
They can figure it out later.
Let's assume
I'm here to pitch, okay?
on a good day, all right, family of 4, all right, you have 1,000 people come to your park. Only 1,000.
And 600 are in the Keats corner.
500 of them are in your kids' zone. Because every parent's gonna be dropping them off. It's free daycare. Like, you're paying an entry fee and then they get to go there for the entire day. You leave them as long as you want.
It's not up to me how to parent children.
Not
Spencer.
a parrot, children.
That is actually just what I
Um,
heard first.
Um,
My brain is melting. Go on.
as someone who teaches preschool and toddlers, immediately the music got me because I literally was like Virgin Daiquiris singing "Wasted Away Again" in Keats Corner. Like, you could just change the songs, but like still keep like the naughty parts in there, but like just change it to like, I don't know where I'm gonna go when the big mountain blows. Like literally just change it.
Volcano's not a concept.
It's an adult concept.
No, the
volcano.
idea is that you keep
Those
like
sexy
like-
volcanoes.
you keep like the
Hey,
naughty
I've
stuff
seen
and you
that
get rid of
lava
the kid
short.
stuff.
Think about this, Amy. You've actually had experience in a kids zone area,
Yes.
and they didn't drop off their kids and just leave them there.
I mean, people tried to leave their kid in the Snoopy bounce sometimes. Like, please no.
So if that was that stressful,
Yeah. Though honestly, if I'm being totally honest, the kids' sans parents might actually be less like the kids were usually fine. It was
The parents are divas.
who would like yell at me because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, you're not tall enough or you're too tall. And the parents would be like, I've got your name and I'm complaining. Like, okay.
how many?
Okay, tell them I'm
You're
doing my job.
staffing. How many? What's the average kids per counselor? I
what's
guess we're
the-
calling them at this point.
What's the ratio?
That's a good question, which is not something
sure
I
is.
thought of.
Because there's a legal
Mm,
limit on how many kids per adult.
Let's see if he can find it or in this corner.
Is it?
Is
Tell me
getting
if I'm
shut
close.
down.
10? 11,
You're close.
11,
Ish.
10's fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
10 to 1 is a fine ratio.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 to
I think
1. 10 to
depending-
1's not a bad ratio.
It might be 6 to 1 depending on the group, or it's like 12 to 24 to 1 depending on the age.
You'd have to just have a hard limit on it. Do the parents
Maybe-
this is a bleak question.
Hmm.
Do the parents have to come pick their kids up at a certain time? Like, is there you can drop your kids at the Keats corner for X amount of time?
I was thinking like a time limit, but I didn't have like a solid idea of what a good time limit would be.
Is there a
Um,
breathalyzer test?
I mean,
the
I
parents that
will
can come
say
up.
I got
a
dropped
good-
at the
that's a good one.
youth center at the MGM Grand in Vegas for many years. And I had a great time. So.
I just
Would you consider this to be
Maybe-
a classroom setting? Because I
Maybe-
would consider it to be a classroom setting, so it'd
What
be
do
way
you
less than
think?
24
Do
to
you
1.
think it would be more feasible of it being just an area rather than a drop off, like a kid's
Absolutely.
area?
Well, yeah.
That way,
Or
that way,
additional
families and
charge.
kids
I
don't
don't think you
stay.
can
or
just-
additional charge,
yeah.
but to having
Like a
but
per
you're-
hour charge. I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah.
Or like
Because
a
I feel like in
VIP
Vegas, that's the only
area.
reason people came to pick up their kids. Not my
That's a
parents.
fair.
They loved me, but
uh,
that's what I
but
tell
yeah,
myself.
you do a per hour charge, or it would be the best way to do it. Because then it's like, oh, we really want to go do this roller coaster. We can pay to let our kid be able to experience and have fun over here doing this thing. And
Mm.
go. However, your pitch is that it's included in
Oh,
ticket
I don't
price.
Yes, it was.
There is no time limit.
The childless man pitched a kids' corner.
You're just gonna ditch children in.
Yeah,
Also-
that's
It's gonna be
also,
like
I will
Lord.
say-
It's gonna be Lord of the
That's how-
Flies version
that's
of
how
Jimmy.
kids work,
I-
right?
I will say also on the logistics of everything, you have to consider if you're just dropping kids off with adults, there's a whole entirely different extensive background check that's required. Also, a lot of other specifically with California, like on set, you have to be a certified studio teacher, but there's also certifications that are required in order to be alone with children because of
Oh yeah, I don't know how he's gonna
So-
afford this.
so and also really if you also have to match the age of the children, because in order to have 20 to 24 kids for one adult, there has to be X amount of kids that are over the age of 6 and X amount that can be a certain age. So it's going to vary based on how many people you bring in for staff based on the kids in the park, which you won't know until they're in the park.
How do you handle
So-
diaper changing situations or
I wasn't
bathroom
thinking like
issues?
I wasn't thinking like infants.
Dropping
that
A
infants.
need,
lot of these
like,
do have,
you
like, I know a lot of the Vegas ones did have a hard, like, they have to be potty trained and like above
Yeah.
a certain age.
Yeah, and also if you run into infants, you're dealing with like no more than a 6-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, that's.
Which
I
is
mean,
a
infants
lot
are
of
infants would be a
people.
bit too.
They're
too
so much
much
easier. You just lay them down.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you can have
Where are they
like
gonna go?
they can't go
put 'em
very
in hammocks.
far.
You can put them in kid hammocks, and they can
Oh,
just like
that
lay
is
down in kid
cute.
hammocks.
I have a little like napping corner where it's like easy to get into hammocks.
Did you just
Man,
have
I just
hammocks
need that
because
as
You
an
have a
adult.
napping.
I've
You
got
have
a
a napping
napping
corner in your
got-
kitty corner.
nap time corner, easy to get into hammocks.
Can I have one of those as a grown adult? Because the last time I tried to get into a hammock, I wiped out so hard.
so you're. I just had to address that. Sounds. I just need like a nap pod. The Keats corner. Back. I don't know. Napping is funny to me as an adult because I do it a lot. Keats corner. It sounds almost like this is like its own park in a way.
kinda-
Does it
so,
sound
like-
like it's just one attraction?
It's just a
It's
side
just- I
business
got-
we're running.
Got
Well, it's not a
blended
very
fruits.
successful side business.
blended
Well.
fruit smoothie snacks with little tiny.
Oh, so it's like a
umbrellas.
bar, like a kid's bar, like a juice
It's like,
bar,
but yeah, pretty much. It's like
on top of a nap corner
it's like
and an
its
arts and
own
craft
little
station and a
Jimmy
meet and
Buffett
greet
relaxing area for children. It's put
Love it.
together.
and
All
a
right,
spa.
Chris. What's pitch number 2?
No notes, but Child Protective Services might have it.
Cool. All right, I'll take it. We're all learning. We're all growing. My second one. Okay,
Yes.
this one was a little harder because I couldn't really come up with.
This one's harder.
No, I mean like
Harder to come
primarily
up
in
with.
like primarily in the title because I get that
Mm.
Fins is about predatory men. So I was like, maybe Beautiful Swimmers works better, but it's an educational animal show. So
Hold on, real
the wo-
quick, I never thought about the fact that that is what that song is about, but like a big thing in the Parrot Head community is like fins up, everybody. But fins is a song about like men being predatory to a woman.
Yeah, it really is.
Sharks are predators, though, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the metaphor that song is about.
So
Sorry,
basically,
go
what
ahead with your
Go.
pitch. But I just thought about how
one of the
strange
things
that
I've
is.
learned while doing research on Jimmy Buffett is that he is big on conservation, and it always like he's a supporter of what was it, the Gulf Specimen Laboratory in Panacea, Florida.
Panacea, Florida. I've been to there. I've been to the
Yeah.
Panacea Golf Lab.
And
all
so
the way.
what I propose
And that
is
old
this-
man, wait, that was
Yeah, that's who gave us the tour when I was in
happened to be
kindergarten.
there. So my pitch for this concept or this attraction is a marine animal show that is also educational and talks about environmental protection. And so we'll have trained animals. They'll show kids like, hey, this is what this is a manatee or this is a dolphin, and explain like also like we're just discussing some of the things that they go through, and then like, hey, don't forget environmental protection is important for all of us because it's our world, and it'll be in collaboration with the Gulf Specimen Laboratory.
so like a less evil SeaWorld show.
Yes, very much so.
So what's the Jimmy Buffett relation?
Jimmy Buffett is a supporter of it. He's about conservation.
So it's Jimmy Buffett's eco-friendly show.
Yes,
With trained animals.
yes.
Gotta be
Trained humanely,
cages.
raised humanely with the Gulf Specimen Laboratory.
Raised to live not in the wild.
Well, there are other reasons why animals live in captivity outside of we captured them. You know.
You say you're gonna have manatees?
Well, no, those are some of the animals they can talk about. Manatees, never seen a manatee do a
Manatees put on
trick
such a
before.
fun show.
They are,
Bunch of sea
they are
cows.
endangered, my friend.
You ever see a manatee do a trick?
The sea cats just like lounging there in the heat.
Flipping.
Watch this manatee make this seaweed disappear.
What was the name we landed on there?
I think it was beautiful swimmers. Is it less controversial than fins?
I mean,
I
we
was
should just
looking at
call it Fins Up, an eco-friendly show, I think
Yeah.
is what we would call it.
I just feel there was
I
a
think
lot of
I'm
titles
like
you
the
could pull
only
from.
Jimmy Buffett fan in the world
had,
who's actually
like,
concerned
it
about
was-
the
it was
implications of that song.
Fins and Friends or the Beautiful Swimmers. I couldn't decide.
I like Fins and Friends.
Fins
Fins
and Friends
Fins
sounds a
and
lot
Friends,
better
then.
than Beautiful Swimmer. Beautiful Swimmer sounds like you got a thing going on with those animals.
Jim's Up, Fins Up.
Look at these beautiful swimmers.
I feel like
That
Okay.
manatee.
So Richard
I see why they
Attenborough
thought they were
narrates the whole show.
mermaids. Come here, you
I
siren of the
remember-
sea.
I remember going to the Marine Lab in Panacea, and I got to pet a sea urchin, and that was really wild. And then, of course, Jimmy Buffett said hi. But he had a name tag on and everything.
And
He said,
performed
"I'm
the
your tour
concert
guide."
right there.
Yeah.
how you like that
Yeah.
sea urchin? Well, gotta go.
I got a gig at a local tiki bar.
In Panama City Beach. Not super
I
far
feel
from
I
Panacea.
feel like it's in the movie when like the kid realizes it's Santa secretly. Like,
He winks.
yeah.
All right, what's your third pick?
For the record, they're only 2 hours apart from each other, Panacea and Panama City Beach. So it could make sense, actually.
A lot of the
Could've
same
been him.
letters.
It could have been in the same area. Last one actually fits, I guess, a little closer to Brad's idea of the water park, but it's a little bit more of exciting attraction is I call Volcano. It is a
Was that with an exclamation?
yes, it is.
Volcano.
It's like when I did Avalanche,
The hand movement, volcano, and jazz fingers.
based off
the song Volcano, right? Got it.
Yes.
I wasn't sure. I have to clarify.
It's basically it's a drop water slide. So in some parks they have a very exciting device where they have the rider essentially standing vertically, and they count down and they'll drop into the water tube.
Mhm.
So we'll have a six person drop water slide where the tubes it'll be spaced out, so it'll be in the middle of the water, so that way they can the tubes can come down and spiral, so it doesn't it won't just be like all piled up in one, so it'll be around the tower.
So this is
What?
where they like do this.
This is a toilet. This is a toilet bowl.
No, they won't be in the state, they'll be in individual tubes, so there's
six
no
separate slides.
separate-
Just
Six
six
separate lava
separate
tubes.
slides.
It's like the one
yeah.
was it Blizzard Beach where it's like
Okay.
the
The
mountain
way you
slide
described
down
it.
Sorry, I it's in my head, and I'm like, am I?
They start off in 6 tubes and then they're just all together.
It's all
Just
free for all.
slam them into each other.
You never know where you're gonna go when the
So it's-
volcano blows.
This
guys.
feeling like an action
wait.
park pitch suddenly.
Oh, so wait, it's like Blizzard Beach Drop. Is that what it is? Like we're like you're here.
Yeah,
and
you're
then on
standing.
go,
You're,
And
you're
the
door
floor
standing,
goes
the
out.
floor opens up, and
Okay.
And so
yeah.
it'll be 6 of
But
those
there's
6
six-
individual tubes. 6 individual tubes, and they'll just spiral around the tower. That way, it's not too crazy, and
Can
they'll
bodies
exit.
make it through like a thing going at that speed?
It won't be. It won't be. It won't be
A 90
entirely.
degree
It won't be
angle.
entirely that. It'll come down and then spiral out. So it's like
Oh, it's
I
like
can't
just like
draw
a
it.
light angle.
yeah. Just so it's not.
I think you're overcomplicating what you're trying to explain here. You're making a water slide, but it's a drop. You don't know when you're gonna
Yeah,
drop
and
into
you're-
the slide.
no,
but
no.
then the rest of it's just a water slide.
Pretty
And-
much the entire
you-
thing is the top, and at the top there will be the like the countdown sort of will be like not necessarily a countdown because it's supposed to be a surprise, but it's you get the rumbling, you get like the experience of like oh, the volcano's about to erupt.
So
And
you're
then-
going down. What is it? Describe it visually. I think
Oh.
like what is aesthetically? What are we looking at if we're looking at this ride?
It's going to be a tower with 6 individual slides. You'll have to climb the stairs because most of them you have to climb the
Yeah.
stairs normally. But at the top there will be it'll be sort of like look kind of rocky, kind of like a volcano top. And when you're in the tube, you'll get the sounds of like the rumbling and then the eruptions, and then with the lights, and then when you fall in to the lava tubes for the slide.
So does the whole thing look like a volcano?
I mean,
Confused as to how volcano we were talking.
Just the top.
Just the top.
Might I
yes,
suggest
Spencer.
a way to incorporate a volcano a little bit more? I don't always have great
Yes.
ideas, but sometimes I have ideas.
Okay.
So this is the idea that I have is if you were to make the structure itself a volcano, right?
Mhm.
And like maybe the 6, because there's like 6 tubes. Maybe if they are individually placed around the volcano and it's like the people are the lava spewing.
That's
so
what I was
ding, 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 ding,
picturing.
ding. It ruptures and then like everyone kind of goes at the same time. The lava spews, everyone goes like that. As opposed to, I thought, it sounds like it's like 6 right next to each other.
No, they
Or
go
am I-
around. They'll go
Oh, they are
around around the tower.
But yeah, why wouldn't the whole thing just visually be a volcano?
I feel like it would cover a lot of like the water, and like the space for water. I'm not sure.
So, did you research or look up Volcano Bay in Orlando before you pitched this ride?
Nope.
Because they're suing us right now. We just
Well, they're suing
Because-
Chris
because
it's Chris's idea.
I double checked before I said it, but there is a Koikiri Body Plunge,
Yeah, it's the
Uh,
volcano, right?
which is literally the same style ride you just described in their volcano.
It is a
because it's called
volcano. No, I'm only familiar
called
with the drop.
It's called Volcano Bay, and no, it's literally I'm watching. It's the same drop.
I've never seen this before.
So that's
Yeah.
that's the setup of it. For those who are listening, it's literally me just showing a picture of the Volcano Bay ride, and
But it,
so
it,
they're like
it
literally
literally
tubes.
has the drop tubes that you want and everything. I'm just asking.
Ah.
I would say
Yeah,
that that's
no.
a pretty practical attraction then.
Well, considering especially since you're not building the whole volcano around it, you're building just the top. All right, so let's recap your 3 pitches there.
All right, I got Keats Corner, Fins and Friends, educational animal show,
That's right.
and Volcano! Exclamation point.
Great. I think you actually called it Beautiful Swimmers in your pitch, but we'll
No,
allow
I
Friends
was-
and Friends.
I still wasn't.
Uh,
I was saying I wasn't entirely sure.
We'll let the audience decide.
Is that a dolphin sound, Brad? Come on.
Okay. It's in theme to the theme to attraction.
Great. Well, now it's come time to the awarding of the medals. And to give you some time to sort of calculate and tabulate, Spencer's going to go through what our 3 categories are, because I love his descriptions of them. And then we will briefly go through our 9 titles for you to choose from, and then we'll jump into the awards. So Spencer, take it away.
I apologize in advance for being a disappointment with these. The first category is practicality, which is something that, could feasibly be in a theme park, within the year, something practical. Creativity, which, for lack of a better term, is something that's creative. And guest favorite, this is anything goes here in this category. This is whatever grapefruit's your juicy fruit or changes your latitude and changes your attitude. I said it was going to be a disappointment. Whatever cheeseburger's your paradise, I guess that's a good one. So anything goes here in this category.
Spencer, what were your 3 pitches?
Oh, the never forgettable One Particular Harbor, a Cursed River Adventure, Yarg! The Great Filling Station featuring the Jimmy Buffett, and Florida's a Margaritaville musical, La! Those are my 3 pitches.
Mine was Havana Daydreaming, my wave pool, License to Chill, my lazy river, and then Changes in Latitude, my roller coaster aquarium.
Mine were Keats Corner, Fins and Friends, an educational animal show, and Volcano!
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point.
There you have it. So are we ready? Then let's jump into
Let's do it.
creativity. We'll do bronze for creativity.
Okay, my bronze for creativity is gonna go ahead and go to Keats Corner. I did think the idea of putting practicality issues aside, if we're going to legality,
That's all moot.
the fact that this would turn into a full Lord of the Flies scenario, all that aside, I think putting a kids zone at a Jimmy Buffett park was creative and fun, and I liked the incorporation of the music and everything.
The old Jimmy Buffett kids zone.
Silver in creativity.
That is going to go to One Particular Harbor, a Cursed River Adventure.
Nice.
All right.
Got some creative uses of the songs in there.
Creative uses for sure.
They were uses.
Questionable and creative.
Thematically, they don't all hit, but it's a Jimmy
Right,
Butler.
they're
Right?
outside the box.
Strong
so
but
that's what
wrong, but
matters.
strong.
Bold choices. They're always acceptable.
And finally, the gold for creativity.
The goal for creativity is going to Changes in Latitude. I thought the ride through sort of an aquarium was something I'd never seen before, because I haven't been to
Jurassic
Universal.
It's not like Universal.
Once she goes to
No, it
Universal,
is,
she's
it
taking that
is.
gold bag. Red.
Aren't they screens at Universal? Because they're
Yeah,
like
it's-
There's screens.
prehistoric.
There's screens, and they're only like 15 feet long. It's only a 15 feet long
Well,
section.
But I will
Yours
say,
sounds cooler.
Thank you.
I will say, I had never been on Jurassic World, and the first time I went on it, when we turned the corner, I literally went, "Oh wow!" Like I was so impressed because I didn't expect that
Just
change.
imagine
Dinosaurs.
everybody in your boat going, "What's wrong with that?"
Dinosaurs are real. You guys see that?
Look, they're waving at me. Oh no, watch out!
This guy is
No,
super.
but I
Like,
thought
he's
that
easily impressed.
I thought it was really cool. Anyway, we're off topic. Because that's me.
All right, so that handles creativity. Let's jump to practicality. Bronze and practicality.
Is going to Florida's a Margaritaville musical.
Yeah, I'll take
No
it.
reason
I'll
you
take
couldn't
it.
have your little 30-minute Jimmy Buffett review.
That's
I'm
right.
kind of
It's true.
surprised it doesn't
True.
exist.
Yeah.
It will one day. Just you wait. It's now here.
Silver for practicality.
Is going to License to Chill. Seems like a pretty straightforward lazy river. No reason that couldn't exist.
And then finally, gold in practicality.
It's going to Volcano because it already does exist. Has proven to be the most practical.
Chris, you don't do your research and you still have practicality in the bag.
I was so proud of this one too. I'm like, volcano themed water park.
Here's another question though,
Like
Chris.
literally
are
a
you
more
questioning-
plussed up version of it exists. So you scaled down a real thing.
Yeah, and also
You got rid of most of the mountain.
were you not expecting either myself or Brad to come up with the idea of volcano if it hadn't already been done?
Nope.
No, he
Not
gave
at
us
all.
the great value store brand of the existing ride.
Well, that brings us to the best category, and that is guest favorite. Bronze for guest favorite.
Bronze is going to Havana Daydreamin'.
Mm-hmm.
Just sounds real relaxing. I like the salt water.
Yeah.
Thank you. Even though Spencer criticized it beyond belief.
Look, I've never been in a
I was-
saltwater wave pool.
I was
might
very
enjoy
clear
it.
that it was salt water.
I was clear it was salt water. I just had never done one.
difference between
So
that.
like maybe I'm
chlorinated
excited
fresh
about
water.
it. I just never, knew. I thought it was always
Silver.
freshwater.
In guest favorite.
Silver is going to changes in Latitude.
Yes. All right. And then gold for guest favorite.
My gold, because I felt it incorporated Jimmy just the most. And I think my biggest note was not one of these had like an audio animatronic Jimmy Buffett, but this one could. So my gold's going to one particular harbor, a cursed river adventure.
Yeah.
Well, I had animatronic parrots, which happened to just be not Jimmy.
Parrots.
Felt like that was the most Jimmy thematically. Therefore, my favorite.
We'll take it. As long as it didn't go to volcano.
Hey, look, man,
That's a
it
lot
won
of
a
guest
gold.
favorites.
If I was like, this is my favorite, you're like, we have great news. You can go
Great
ride.
news. You can go ride this right now. It exists.
Go to Florida.
Well, thank you so much. This has been a blast. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to say or plug?
Thank you so much for having me. You can find me on Instagram at amy.n.newman, on Twitter at amy_n_newman. I co-host stuff on YouTube all the time with T3 Medias. That's the number 3. And on TikTok with 2 girls, 1 joke, both numbers spelled out. And if you follow me on social media, I will not shut up about anything else I'm doing.
Great. And we'll make sure to include all that information down in the description. So it's very easy for everybody to click. You don't have to have a pen ready to write that down. Well, thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, I've been Brad.
I'm Spencer.
And I will be Chris.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy the episode you just watched? Feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have an interpretation of an idea based on the theme of the week, feel free to tag us on social media with #TheoreticalThrills, and we may feature your ride and attraction on the show.
Theoretical thrills, the theory of the thrill.